Hey guys, I'm almost finished with the control panel, or to be exact, I did actually finish it. However, when I did the player one side, I was pretty sort of new to wiring. This was the first wiring that I did. And then when I got to player two side, I managed to do a proper daisy chain wiring for the ground, and then do the proper wiring for the additional buttons. However, for the player one side, I sort of screwed it up. I mean, it does work, it just looks sort of disgusting. So for tonight I thought I would just a sip from a beer. For tonight I thought that I would just sort of overhaul it a bit and make it more sort of look professional. So I'm gonna do additional daisy chain wiring on joysticks and on the buttons as well, and then it's going to look not that much of a sort of a spaghetti wiring, as it's called in terms. Now, daisy chain wiring is basically this, as you can see. Well, each of the buttons has sort of a micro switch, and well, basically the top sort of metal that you have here, that's for the ground, and you then have two other I don't know what these are called in English, but two metal things where you can attach the cable. One of them is normally open, the other one is normally closed, and this means that whether the button is pushed down or not. So based on that, this is how you can set up the buttons for arcade controllers. This is the way to go. I mean, you have your ground wire here, which goes down to the iPad, and then just set I think the normally open, or no, sorry, the normally closed. I think that's the one that we are using. Although I might be, mistaken with this. I'm not that good with electrical stuff. I just sort of looked this up on YouTube, and they also have a so-called Project Arcade book that I'm gathering information from for the cabinet. One additional update with regards to the main cabinet that I'm working on. I had a video previously that featured the 27-inch monitor, which basically had a pretty good picture quality. However, the problem with that was that the signal that was sent from the computer to the monitor via SCART was black and white, so it did not work out right. I did try to exchange the video card that I used, and also had to update the monitors, and eventually it turned out that connecting computer to TV via SCART, and SCART is a connection only applied in Europe. If you are living in the US, you don't have that trouble. You can pretty much easily connect your computer to the TV, I mean to older TVs, and you will get a color signal. In Europe that's not the case, so it's a bit more complicated. However, I managed to find a company called S-Video, who is basically producing various types of cables for S-Video output, and apparently they just have one specific SCART cable that's supposed to give you instant color from the computer, no matter to what type of color TV you are connecting it to. So this should take care of the issue. However, I'm only going to be able to test this out tomorrow when I get back to home, so to speak. I used to stay on weekends, and right now I'm just finishing up the wiring on this thing, and then after I'm gonna do some play testing on my computer. So basically I purchased the so-called jammer harness on eBay, and I wanted to use this for basically for this one entirely, to do the wiring and use the actual cables and the actual ends of the cables However, this one is set to a 5 or 4 millimeter standard, and these connectors have 6 millimeter width, so it didn't go. However, I could still use the wires from this, so that is actually what I'm doing at the moment. So right now I have the joysticks. So the joystick has basically 4 buttons for up, down, left and right, and that's basically how it operates. So I'm just going to use these wires going on for the ground wire. Previously I had set up one single wire per each ground wire here. Now the iPad itself, for the ground you only have one on player 1, and you would have one other on the player 2 side. And the space where you need to fill or fit the cables is pretty limited, so here I have like 4 buttons and then 5 and then 2 additional. That's 11 buttons, so that's 11 wires going to that single spot, and it's just pretty hard to fit in, and it's working great at the moment, but I think it's going to cause problems in the future. So I already did the daisy chain wiring for this one. Right now it's connected, but I'm just going to pull this out and replace it with the new one once I have finished wrapping up the buttons as well. So what I'm going to do is to wrap up the buttons, daisy chain wiring now. So I'm going to start up with this button first, and then go from here to here, here, and so on and so forth. So it's going to take me a while, and after that, like I said, I'm going to be putting up a play testing video, but just to show you how it's done basically. So first of all, you have to grab a set of wires, and I just need to now these wires are in several sort of widths, and the greater the width of the wire is, the higher the probability is that it's going to break. Although if you are using a 2-thin wire, that's not good either. Now for daisy chain wiring, for ground wiring, I tend to use black wire. So I'm just going to be making a cut here, and here you can see a set of already pre-made daisy chain wiring. These were the ones that I wanted to use. Unfortunately, these do not fit the connectors that I have on these micro switches. Nevertheless, just still worth the money, because at least I can use the money or the cables. Actually, I went into sort of a mechanical store yesterday, or electrical store, where they are selling wires like this, and it's I was shocked because it was very expensive. So I purchased this off from arcadeshop.de, which is a arcade supplier here in Europe, pretty much the only one that I'm aware of, and that's the shop basically where I got the iPad, the joysticks, the buttons and everything, so it's pretty neat. So okay, so this is going to be the first wire in the row of this chain, so I'm just trying to sort of evaluate how much the length of the cable should be. I think this much should do it, so I'm just going to cut it here. Okay, and now this part is going to be sort of connected to the iPad, and this one is going to be connected to the button. Now I need to sort of strip the end of both. I mean, I need to strip both ends. You can get hold of such a cable stripper pretty easily in any of the stores, you know, and yeah. Okay, now I have the first set of cables. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a connector going here, and then the other the wire is going to go over to this button. So I just need to make another wire cut first. I think approximately this length is going to do it. Okay, then I'm going to strip the wire again. here, and then okay, here again. Okay, what I'm going to do now is to basically I'm going to combine first these two sets of wires, just like this. So I have the open wires at both ends, and I'm just going to sort of try to tie them together once I'm finished. I'm just going to grab a connector that I bought. These are pretty cheap, and they are fortunately the right size, so I'm just going to place this here, and once I have it in here, I'm just going to use this stripper to basically move it all together, like this. Okay, and I'm just going to make sure that it connects properly to the wire ending, and that it is sitting tight. I don't want any loose connections. Okay, so the first one is set up, and so this is basically going to be, this end is going to be connected here to the iPack, and the other one to this button, and I'm going to be continuing from here to here to here, and so on and so forth. And once I'm done a full circle, then I'm going to lead an extra cable back here, so I have ground connections on both sides, just in case some of the wires gets broken for some reason. So that's basically going to be it, and I'm just going to wrap this up. This is going to take me like half an hour, so I hope to do a demonstration video tonight on the actual keyboard. If not, then I'm just going to do it tomorrow or on the weekend. Actually, I'm going to have pretty much a lot of time on the weekend, and once I have this set up, I have the actual monitor set up. Another good thing is that I finally managed to download basically a complete ROM set for almost the one of the newest versions of MAME, so I can pretty much run every single ROM that's in MAME. However, I'm just going to make my choices, you know, which ROMs I'm going to be needing, or which games I'm going to be playing. But that's still for the future, and that's actually just the final touch. However, although the cabinet is not yet ready, I already have the keyboard, or the control panel, basically, and I think that's what counts. Once you get this done, then I think you are pretty much almost there with your cabinet. I mean, connecting this to a computer and you know, the computer to an actual TV or monitor isn't that big thing, but getting this properly, that's I think the main thing, and this thing is actually great. I mean, I'm still amazed how good this looks. I mean, back in the arcades when MK3 was first introduced, I think we didn't have this good quality of arcade machines back then. I think they used converted MK1 machines and MK2 machines, and there was just sort of a kit that, you know, you could apply different control panel layout, side art and stuff like that to make it look like MK3, but it wasn't a brand new dedicated MK3 arcade. So I'm really thrilled about this, so I keep you guys posted. See you next time.